sports coupe and a front-drive luxury sedan, although some people feel it probably should be the other way around.
Well, there'll always be arguments over that one, Ted.
That's right, it goes on forever. Front drive or rear drive? That is the question.
As far as Nissan is concerned, rear-wheel drive is the way to go if you're in the market for a compact sports coupe. Their 240SX is one of the few sports coupes in the under 20,000 market segment that is not front-wheel drive. Swimming against the automotive current, they decided on rear drive for this model when it debuted 3 years ago. In fact, the 240's predecessor, the 200SX, was also rear drive, so Nissan obviously believes in the merits of a traditional drivetrain layout. It works well. The 240SX has superb road manners and offers the kind of stability and high-speed maneuverability we associate with cars that cost twice as much. Two body styles are available, coupe and fastback. All things considered, I think the hatchback has the edge. There is only one engine to choose from, an extremely robust 2.4-liter four-cylinder that develops 155 horsepower at 5,600 RPM. But there are two gearbox choices, 5-speed manual and 4-speed automatic. If you really want to appreciate this car, choose the manual. Fuel economy, 10.7 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and a thrifty 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. Nissan has recently overhauled its warranty program, and it's one of the best in the industry, but basic coverage is still at 3 years or 60,000 kilometers. The base price for the fastback is $18,490. The 240SX has lots of options, including anti-locking brakes, limited slip differential, and Nissan's Super High-Cus four-wheel steering, which sharpens steering response, particularly during high-speed lane changes and cornering. It's also a pleasure to drive. The molded front bucket seats are remarkably comfortable, and there's plenty of interior elbow room, often a problem with this type of car. Instrumentation and control placement is exemplary, and some domestic manufacturers would do well to use the 240SX as a model on how to make ergonomics simple yet effective. But the heart of the 240SX is its remarkable drivetrain. The engine in this car is a marvel, extremely responsive, surprisingly powerful, quiet during operation, easy on gas. What else can you ask for? This may be one of the most versatile four-cylinder engines over 2 liters in size on the market. In fact, there really isn't much to complain about. I'd like it better if Nissan would include a full-size spare tire with its products, and the 240 styling strikes me as being a little humdrum. I also have mixed feelings about the pop-up headlights. But the 240SX is an attractive package, traditional drivetrain layout, contemporary design, and a very competitive price tag. And this is a very competitive market segment. The 240 is up against the likes of the Volkswagen Corrado, Toyota Celica, Plymouth Laser, Eagle Talon, Honda Prelude, Ford Probe GT, and maybe even the Acura Integra. I have to give this a driving dollar value of a full tank, Tony. I think it's a good car.
Well, I'm inclined to agree. This was one of the first of the new wave of Nissan models. They had a dull range of models for a long time. This was one of the first when they turned things around. They went for that lovely interior with the pleatless seats, which look so nice, and they don't seem to sag because you see them now that have had quite a lot of use. The bodywork is wonderful. Personally, I like the little notchback version rather than the hatchback.
I prefer the hatchback, but not enough to make a big deal about it. But what strikes me about the cars, do you remember how extraordinarily ugly the 200 was, especially the very first one? It looked like an origami car, you know, they'd fold it together out of paper. It was an incredibly ugly automobile.
Yeah.
And they've come full circle. Now they have one of the, I think this is one of the most attractive looking cars in this market niche.
It is. It's very, very attractive. I think that the fastback is a little bit generic looking. It looks like a lot of other sports coupe. There's a big choice in this market these days for people. There's lots of good products out there. That's why I kind of lean towards a notchback. But it's a very nicely styled car. And in favor of the hatchback, it's not that much different looking than the 300ZX sports car.
That's right. And anything else in this market segment is not going to be as big inside. If I think about, say, the MX-3 or something, or even the MX-6, nowhere near as big inside as this car is. This is quite a big car inside, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, and real people can sit in the back, which is unusual, as well as little kids and so forth. I don't suppose the kind of people that buy cars in this class really need two huge rear seats, but they're there if you want them, and there's lots of room to throw your bags back.
And I also would encourage people to buy because of the rear drive. If you want to experience a sort of traditional drivetrain layout and all the kicks that go with it, this is the car to get. You know, I mean, I'm glad they stayed with it.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, I don't think that manufacturers, too many North American makers, say that front-wheel drive is the only way to go. They have a mindset on it, and I think they should always have open minds, because there's a lot of the great cars around the world, cars by BMW and Mercedes and so on, all-rear drive.
And if you think about it, this is a very traditional car. This is a huge four-cylinder engine, 2.4 liters is a big engine for a car of this size. Anyway, we have to go to red light, green light. Red light, styling. Tony doesn't like the styling as much as I do. I think it looks very good personally. Price, green light, price is very good. Value, a lot of car for the money. And rear drive, I think, is great. Driving dollar value, as I say, I give it a full tank. I think this is a lot of car for the money.
Very generous, Ted. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Auto Info coming.